Hey guys, welcome back to Crystal Intuition. So today's video is going to be another creepy video. I am going to be talking about something that happened to me when I was very young. So when I was a little girl, we lived in this old house. I basically lived like in haunted houses all my life, because when I was a baby we lived in this other house as well that was haunted, but my parents noticed those experience because I can only go of what they told me. I can't really go out of my own experiences. So the first house when I was like a baby, I think it was my father's grandfather or something, or uncle of his or someone, killed themselves in the house. He killed himself in the house. So he was there. He usually patrolled at night. I slept in my parents' room. I was like an infant, so I can't remember this at all. But they said he would walk from the porch to the bathroom and then back. But every time he'd cross my parents' door, he would stop and listen. They then told me that he was listening for me, if I was okay, because he was very caring of me. So he wasn't like a bad energy. There wasn't anything evil in the house as far as I was concerned. My aunt she's like psychic. So one day she like sat in the living room. She was like talking with this guy, yeah, I think it was like my dad's grandfather. I think I remember a bit more clearly. It was his grandfather. So she like had this whole conversation with thin air. My mother was in the kitchen. She made like a bottle for me. She came into the living room. She's like, "Who are you talking to?" She's like, "I'm talking to your husband's granddad." And she's like, so casual. They're like talking about the weirdest stuff. Like, if I can recall, it was like stuff like the weather, like how are you, and it was just like a normal conversation that two people would have. And that was just like, my mother is freaked out by this stuff a lot. I can share a lot of her and my father's experiences with you guys as well. And it's just gonna be, we're gonna do like a whole series of creepy content. So the house that I wanted to talk about at the beginning, when I can start recalling my memories, I was around 2-3 years old. That was my first recollection of memory. So we lived in this house. It was a big house. I think it was like 1, 2, 3, like a 4-bedroom kind of room, 4 or 5 bedroom house. But like it's actually a 3-bedroom, but like 2 of the other bedrooms were like really big, so it was kind of like split off, and you can actually like make another room. So it's kind of like, you can say it's like 5 rooms basically. So it was a big house, and apparently when my dad bought the house, he didn't tell my mother something really important. Apparently when he bought the house, the condition the house was in was really ominous. There was this one room in the house that was painted pitch black, and they took Bibles out of the house. They when they cleaned the house, there's like this whole cupboard full of Bibles. And I'm not talking just about Bibles. Some of them was like chained shut with a couple of chains. Some of them were teared, completely shredded. Some of them were like, looked like a toddler or something, like scribbled in. Some were like cut with knives all over. Some of them were like completely like dismembered basically. Some of them were just like pages torn completely. There was just like the most creepy thing. I haven't personally seen this, but my father told my mother years later, when we started experiencing bad shit in the house, he started telling her about this. There were also like pork fat in the in the corridors of the doorways, like above that, like in the pelmet area, there was like these pork pork fat. It was just like the weirdest thing. Apparently, after we did research, we noticed that that was used to keep evil in. So there's a lot of weird things that was taken out of that house. And that room that was painted pitch black, they painted another color, they decided to make that my room. So I started waking up every night screaming. I told my parents there was someone in my room, black figure in my room, and they started panicking because my dad is also like kind of psychic, and my mother believes in it. She says they freaked out. They moved my room and decided to make it my playroom. After 6 p.m. I never went into that room. I never. One night I forgot my teddy bear that I slept with. I decided to go into the room and I saw the figure. And I decided to never go into that room again after dark. So that was just the creepiest thing. There was also an old lady in the house. She didn't really bother anyone. She liked to sit in the bathroom when my mother would take a bath and just stare at her. Apparently my aunt told her this. My aunt's psychic, she can see them, the ghosts and the spirits. So she told my mother, the lady is like sitting in the bathroom while you are bathing. You need to take the chair out of the bathroom, because my mother had the chair where she like put all the magazines on. Apparently that's where the lady liked to sit and watch her. So she also liked to turn the taps on and off a lot, and she liked to walk in the hallway, because we had a very long hallway. She liked walking there. There was also an old guy there and something in the closet, which sounds like a typical kid thing, but that thing actually grabbed me. Me and my nephew, not my nephew, my cousin, I'm sorry, me and my cousin, we played hide and seek. And one day I hid in the closet and something grabbed me. He tried to open the closet doesn't have a lock. He tried to open the closet, he couldn't get me out, and when I got out, I was basically having a panic attack because something grabbed me and scratched me and there was nothing in the closet. A couple years after that, every dog we would have would die. And I'm talking about a 2-week base thing where we had like 20 dogs. We get the dog today, he runs around tomorrow, he's dead. No explanation. The guy that worked in our garden, he told us that, our gardener, he told us that something is wrong with the yard. We need to cleanse it. I was like, my parents were like, what are you talking about? Like, he said the dogs are dying, it's not normal. He brought a shangoma, and the shangoma didn't speak the slightest bit of English. So our gardener translated for us. He went and digged in our garden. Everywhere he digged, he pulled out stuff. And I'm talking like eggshells, our hair, our nail clippings they got out of the trash that was buried in our yard. He took it out, he did some kind of like cleansing thing, and he said like, okay, now you can bring the dog, it'll be fine. We got another dog, everything was fine, that dog didn't die. So that was just completely, that was voodoo though, that wasn't really like haunting related, that was voodoo. I'll also tell you about another voodoo experience that my grandmother had in another video, because voodoo and spirituality and stuff, like voodoo is just really confusing. It's really dark, it's really like, it's not something that you want to experience, to be honest. And voodoo can get very dark. It's worse actually than a haunting because it screws you up completely. Hauntings you can do, I think, more of, but yeah, that house just was terrible. I had very unpleasant experiences there. I also had this thing that grabbed me at night. Every night I would feel something grab my leg very fast, and I would like be startled. I would wake up, I would sit straight up in my bed, petrified, too scared to move, too scared to scream, and just kind of analyzing, there's no room for anything under my bed. How can something grab me? And I would just be scared. A lot of times I slept in my parents' room because of that, and even there, it happened. It happened only almost like every night. It happened. So that house was just like extremely creepy. We eventually moved out when my brother was born, and then I will continue this video with the sequel and tell you guys what happened after that and where we live now. So that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!